Okay, we're cleaning the deer. I like to hang them up by the head. The reason I do that is because usually when you gut it, you pull the guts out, and if you spill any urine or anything like that, it's going to go down on the bottom. And when I hang them up from the neck, after I get them skinned, I wash all that out, so I'm not washing any of that debris over the entirety of the meat. And we cut around the neck, we cut the hide around the neck, then we split it down here, which part of this was split while we were gutting it, and then we cut around the front legs, and then we split up to here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a rock, preferably one, a round rock, and we'll wrap it around the hide like this. And you can use a rope or a strap. You want to put it around that rock and cinch it up tight. Then you can take a four-wheeler, truck, or anything and hook up and just pull the hide off of it. We'll show you that here in just a moment. I'm going to cut the inside of this hide right here so I can finish pulling it off. We got a little pressure on it still. See, it'll pull right off.
And why don't you cut this before you start pulling?
Well, to get less hair on it. When you cut through hair, it dulls your knife. So if you can get the hide pulled over like that and you're just cutting through the hide, then you're not dulling your knife, and you're getting less hair on everything. When you cut through the hair, it's going to stick to the meat. So
And also so it doesn't smack so forcefully into whatever it's up against like that.
Normally it comes off really clean. This is probably the hardest hide we've ever pulled off. Normally, once you get the strap on there and you get it started, it'll pull off real clean. This one definitely pulled hard. So we had to stop a couple of times, do a little bit of trimming. And once we got back to a certain point, it just pulled right off. This is the point where I like to rinse the meat off. I also like to spray up in the cavity of the deer to rinse out any blood. And we'll just wash all this onto the ground, and all of it's falling out the bottom. What's up in the cavity here, it's basically just blood and stuff. Any of the urine or anything that might be on it is down there around the pelvic area. So hanging it like this will allow us to wash all that straight to the ground, and we won't contaminate the rest of the meat. We like to cut all the meat off the deer while it's hanging, so we're not trying to wrestle like the front shoulder in the sink, trying to cut the meat off the bone. We do it all while it's on here. We start the front shoulders, and then we'll work our way down. We'll cut the tenderloin out, we'll cut the back hams off, then we'll start cutting the rib meat and stuff out. We save all of that, and then we'll get the neck meat last.
Don't forget the inner loin.
Oh yeah, the inner loin, absolutely the most tender meat on the entire deer. I mean, it is super tender, so you definitely want to get that. And you don't have to make this pretty or anything. We're going to grind the meat up basically everything from the neck to the back hams.
Besides the tenderloin.
We're going to grind up besides the tenderloin. We want to save the tenderloin, and usually we'll save a couple of hams off the back of it for stews or different things. But the rest of it's going to be ground up. So just get it off as quick as you can, and we do try to cut away any of the sinew as we go, if at all possible. We've got all the outside meat cut off, and we're down to the tenderloins. We cut off all of the sinew we could while it was still here on the deer. So I like to start up here at the front, and then I'll run my knife down the edge of the backbone to the ribs. All coming out. This one's actually coming out pretty easy. This is really tender, and I start as far up here as I can with it, and I cut it as far back as I can. Such a good slab of meat. I don't like to get it mixed up with the grind meat. Cut back to the hip bone, so we'll just cut it off there. Got a nice slab of meat there. Okay, I'm going to show you how to cut the rib meat out here. A lot of people will throw this away, but we always like to get it for grind meat. We'll start here next to the backbone. Stick your knife through here and just angle it toward the bone, and just run it all the way down here to this cartilage. And I like to start here about midway. The second go and the second cut, and then work your way up here. Angle your blade. Trim that out. Look, that is just a beautiful piece of grind meat right there. This is the rib meat that we cut out of it. There's a good 2 or 3 pounds of meat here. That's quite a bit of savings if you look at the price of beef nowadays. Like we said, this makes really good grind meat, so don't be wasteful. Like to bury his head somewhere. Not as much as that pinpoint. The next thing we do when we're processing deer, after we get it all deboned and in the cooler, we fill it up with water until it's a couple inches over the top of the meat. And then we'll take half a can of salt and pour in over the top of it. And then we'll put a bag of ice in it. And if it's really cold out, then once a day is sufficient. But if it's warm out, you might check it. If the water gets real bloody, or if it's kind of warm out, you might want to add some more ice. But at least rinse it once a day. Drain all the water out. Put your plug in, fill it back up 2 inches above. Put another half a can of salt in it. Each time you rinse it out, put the salt in there. And no, it won't make your meat salty because you're washing most of it out. And that salt draws the blood and the gamey taste out of it. So whenever you cook ground deer meat and chili or something like that, when you process it like this, it's not going to have a gamey taste at all, and there really won't be any blood in the skillet when you cook it. Do this until the water comes out clean after 24 hours, and you should be good to go. It's really important to make sure this stays really cold, and we keep it in here for 3 to 5 days. Every day, rinse the meat out, drain it all, rinse it, put the plug back in it, fill it up 2 inches above the meat, and put another half can of salt in it and more ice. The key is to keep it cold and keep it fresh. After 24 hours, I've already drained some of this down, but you can see how much blood has been drawn out of this meat from the icy salt water. Now you'll do this every day for 3 to 5 days, and it'll get better every day. And whenever it's clean after 24 hours, that's when we like to generally process. Also, it helps to stir the meat around. You can do this by hand if you want to, or take a spoon and do it. Just stir it around, that way you get salt on all the meat through this process.